Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Michelle Stelling with the National Association of Digital Scrapbookers, and tonight's class is What's New? Photoshop Elements 2020. Of course, every October there is a new upgrade, and hopefully by the end of this class you will know if you are wanting to purchase it or not. I don't know. Every year it's like a tough decision for me to tell you what I think. But so you can just decide on your own. Here's another thing too. If you go inside of the membership area and you do a search on what's new, let me just click on the search button and click on what's new. Let me just see if this will come up. I'll cross on my fingers. Okay, cool. So if you are going from an earlier version, you can see what's been new since each version. So if someone was asking me, Michelle, I have version 18. Should I upgrade? Well, go back and check. Go back and check what's new to version 19. And then my 20 will be in there tomorrow morning, so you can watch that. So this will give you more of a clue. Tonight's class is only the upgrades to 2020. But every year I do a what's new to each version. So this will help you out. So you just go inside the membership area, search for what's new, and you can find those classes. So hopefully that makes sense. You will be able to download if you want to right now. There is a handout section, and hopefully I put it in there. Let's cross my fingers. Oh my gosh, did I not put it in there? Handouts, choose a file. I did not put it in the handouts section. Hold on. Let me put it in there right now. Sorry about that. Hold on, let me think about where it's at. Now I'm all flustered. Okay, let's go into my webinars. Can't believe I didn't put it in there. I thought I did that. Oh, you know what I did? I put it inside of the members membership area instead. Okay, let me put that in there. Nope, it's going to go into members only. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to open that up and it's going to be in there in a few seconds. So if you want to download that, you can download that. Not a big deal. This is what it's going to look like. You can download it after the fact, or you can download it tomorrow inside the members only area. But this is what it will look like. What we're going to do is I'm going to go step by step on what's new, and I'm going to start from like the beginning, like what's in the expert mode, and then what's new in the other modes as well. So really there's only, let me just open this up real quick here. I kind of want to get I really want my, where did my tools go? Hello. Okay. Whew. All right. So every year in October, Adobe releases a new version of Photoshop Elements. This class will help you decide if you should upgrade. I will also show you how you can achieve the same results in earlier versions when possible. The organizer does have some great additions. However, I don't use the organizer, so please check the Adobe site because it does show you what's new in the organizer area. I also did a real quick search on YouTube, and there are some, not a whole lot, there are some classes on the organizer on YouTube for free, or you can Google it and you might be able to find some information there. I am maybe going to be in search of an organizer instructor, because it looked like maybe 10% of you do use the organizer. So I will maybe check that out just to see if we can't get an organizer class again. In the expert mode, there are a couple new additions. There's an order prints area. There's a colorize photo. Now, I think it was Sharon who was asking about this last month before this came out, how to colorize a black and white photo. Also, I like this one probably the best, which is the smooth skin function. And then there's also a select function, auto select pretty much subject. In the guided mode, there's a couple upgrades. There is a object removal, which I'll show you how to do it in earlier versions as well. There's a pattern brush, which is kind of interesting. And there's the perfect portrait, which I really like as well. So let's go ahead and dive into these. All right, so the very first one I was talking to you about is the order prints function. Let me just open up a photo first. I'm just going to open up this one. So if you want to order some prints, all you have to do is open up your photos that you want to place an order with. You go to File. Oh, sorry. Where is it at? File, Order Prints, and it says Fujifilm Prints and Gifts. And then it's going to kind of prepare your files for it. And the bad part about it is it doesn't do 12 by 12s. So here are the photos you selected. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm. And I believe you just open up the photos, all the ones that you want to print. And I have not used this at all. So here are the things that they offer. They offer holiday gifts and cards, prints, wall art, cards, home and office, puzzles, looks like, large format prints, mugs and drinkware, and so on and so forth. So for instance, if I go to large format prints, I go to posters, and 11 by 14, and they're kind of expensive. So you be the judge. If anybody does use this, look at that, 20 by 20 is $18.99. That's kind of pricey. I think that persnickety prints is a lot cheaper. Sorry, Fujifilm. Yeah, let's go ahead and get out of that service, but just know that it is there, okay? Let me just make sure everybody's doing okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up this one. Now, I don't know if Cheryl was the one or Sharon, I can't remember. It seems like it started with an S, but the name of the person that was talking about changing their black and whites into color. So let's go ahead and I pulled up this black and white just from the internet because I didn't have any old black and whites, but this is kind of cool and it works good on some photos, but then other photos it does not work very good. So let me show you one that it works good with. So here's a black and white, and if you go up to Enhance, Colorize Photo, so it's more than middle the way down, Control Alt R, Colorize Photo, and it's going to give you a few different auto samples. Now it does take a few seconds for it to generate the preview, so don't get freaked out if it takes a little bit of time. It's probably going to take me, oh, that looks pretty good. So, and it doesn't have a before and after, which I really wish it did. So that's just a really quick colorize from that black and white. Now you have a couple different options over here to the right hand side. So if you click on one, isn't that cool? So it is you, Sharon. Okay, so maybe this will be worth it because I don't know how many black and whites you want to convert. But don't get too excited just yet. Oh no. See, I thought that too, Denise. But it doesn't pull them both up. It just goes before and after. I like it when they're side by side. I'm a little bit picky. Yeah, me too. So I think that, I don't know which one I like the best, but you know, it's just kind of different on each one. But this one did a really good job, right? So what if we were to try, let me just cancel this. Let's just try a different black and white. So I have this one right here. Now here's the thing, I took this one and I changed it into black and white. So let me show you the colored one. Here's my colored one, and then I took that and I changed it into black and white. So you saw a lot of blues in there. So the thing is the computer doesn't know what color the shirts are, right? So then that's totally understandable. But let's just see what happens when I take this one and enhance it and go into the colorize photo. It's not as smart with this photo. So that's why I'm a little bit, it works pretty good on some photos, but on others, not so great. It's a little, I call it clunky. So see how that one is kind of clunky? It's not, so I can go down through all of these and see which one I like the best. And normally I kind of like the cooler colors for some reason. So I go with the third option a lot if I'm doing this a lot. So I'm going to go with that third option. I kind of like those colors, but look at the back. It's kind of like clunky back there. And also it's a little bit clunky down here, the green grass over here, and it's not clean green there. My hand is a little bit black and white. It's just a little clunky. So what you can do if you're really wanting to perfect this, you can go into what's called the manual mode. Let me just pull this down a little bit. See where it says manual right here? So if you go to manual mode, you can go in there and you can say, okay, I'm going to select an area to be colorized. So I click this little quick selection tool. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select this grass, and then I'm going to select this one. Oops, sorry. I need there we go. So this little grass, it could be, but I don't know, Judy St. John. Judy says, could it be because you turned it into black and white? I don't know. I don't think so, but you never know. So now I have those two selected, and now I want it to turn into this green shade right here. So what you do, you have to go over to the next step, which says 2, add a droplet within each section marked to be colorized. So let's click on droplet. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click on here. And I want it to be a green color. So I'm going to take my little, it's on the right hand side over in that little panel over there. I'm going to take my eyedropper tool and I'm going to click where it's green. And it does take some time. So don't think, oh no, it didn't work. So I click there. I wonder why I didn't do this one. Interesting. Let me just go back to the selection. I'm going to click right in here. I'm going to go back and get my droplet, click here. It said I could do 2 at a time, and then I'm going to click the green over here to the right hand side and then see if it works. It worked pretty good. Let's zoom back out. I'm going to hide the droplets, so it says a show and hide droplets. So that's how I can go ahead and colorize the places that didn't get colorized. Now this to me would take a long time. So I don't know. I'm not so sure that this is the greatest addition or not. You guys, if anybody goes to 2020 and uses this a lot, which I don't think I'm going to be using it a lot, let me know what you think. I'm going to highlight my scarf because that's more of a deep blue. I'm going to highlight that, and then I'm going to go into the droplet, pick right in there. I'm going to go get a blue. Let's see, what color blue do I want? I'm going to go with, how about this blue here? Okay. Yeah, my hand looks off. Oh, that's really bright blue. Maybe I go with a lighter blue. Hopefully it'll take this lighter blue here. I don't know if it will or not. I might have to, okay, that's a little bit better blue, matching blue. So I'm gonna go back in here, go with maybe a deeper blue here. I don't know if that's the same blue that I picked. I don't think it is, but it could be a little darker. So then I'm going to turn off my droplets. So yeah, you can go in there. If I wanted to do my hand, it might take me a little while to select it. Let's just try selecting the black and white area. Go to the droplet tool, click in here, then go to this eyedropper and maybe pull out some of the skin tones from my fingers and see how it works. See, it didn't get all of it. So little clunky to me, little clunky. So if you were to try to do this, I'm just gonna see here. Yeah, they're frostbitten, that's for sure. Oh, another thing too, you can click on this little, right next to where it says manual in the upper right hand corner. Oh gosh, I need to book on this because we're only on the first one. It's going to take me another half an hour at least to get through all this. Click on that and that will show you a colorized photo video on it. So in the upper right hand corner, you can click on that and it will show you step by step as well as what I just did. So just so you know. All right, let me go back to this and close out of that. Close out of this one. and move on to the next one. Oh, this one is, I like this one a lot. This is probably, for me, might be worth the upgrade because I do, the portraits are, I do not a lot of portraits, but it would save so much time. So here's my niece, Sydney, and now what they have is called the Enhance Smooth Skin. So you go to Enhance, you go down to where it says Smooth Skin. It's going to find the face or the skin, and I think it puts a little circle around it. I could be wrong. Now just remember, I've only been working in this program for a couple days, so bear with me. So here is the smooth skin. I'm going to zoom in really, really tight so you can see one more time. And here is the smooth little slider. So I'm going to slide it way up just so you can see the difference here. So she does have freckles, so it really does depend on how many freckles you would like to get rid of. But here's the before and here's up, way up. It really smooths out the skin. Here's the before. Here's the after. It really depends on where you need to push this to. I would say probably in the middle. I really like this too, Denise. And then I'm going to click on OK. But Denise, you're going to like something even better at the end here. And then it does the smooth skin on there. Isn't that cool? So let's try it with another photo. This is of my parents, my beautiful mom and dad. And let's just try it on an elderly couple. So I'm going to go into the same area, Enhance, Smooth Skin. It's going to find both of their faces. And we sit and we wait for it to launch. I was a little worried about that because it took a while for it to launch for me when I was working on it earlier today, and I thought, oh goodness, I'm really worried that I'm going to teach this class and it's going to take forever. So here's my mom, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to smooth her skin up to maybe 75%. So here's the before and here's the after. I think it looks pretty good. And then I'm going to come on over to my dad, if I can. Please don't bomb on me. I'm just crossing my fingers. Okay, so there's my dad. And let's go ahead and try the smoothing skin at 75% as well. I think it looks really good. So here's the before. And here's the after. He loves the sun just like I did when I was younger, so we have some little age spots there. That's after it. I know, isn't that cool? And I'm going to click on OK. Is it a seller for you, Judy? I was wondering about that for you all. This is the one that got me. At first, I thought, I don't know if I really need 2020. He does look like Clint Eastwood. Every time Clint Eastwood is on, like, some of the shows, me and my husband say, oh my gosh, he reminds me of Clint Eastwood a little bit. So there you have it. Okay, so, and then, but I'll stick around because I have something else I want to show you as far as the skin stuff. And some people may not even need that because they may just not really do a lot of portraits and stuff. Here's another upgrade. Select, okay. Now this is interesting. A lot of people said, oh my goodness, I really love this new subject selection tool. However, I myself don't think it's that great, and I'll show you why. So let me do this. Let me think here. What is this size? This size is image, resize, image size. 7 by 10, 300 resolution. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. New 7 by 10, 300 resolution. 7 by 10, 300. I just want to do this so that you can see. Okay, so here we have my niece again, and I want to do a selection on her, but you see these little frizzies right here. Now let's just see how good this new subject selection is. So I go to select, I go to subject, okay, and it does its own selection, which is kind of cool. But let me just take this and move it on over. And see how the selection is not that great, really? Now, if it's going to be hard edge things, yes, I think I love it. But with the hairs and stuff like that, not so great. So what I'm going to show you, those of you who have earlier versions, I'm going to show you something. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my regular quick selection tool, and I'm going to select her. I probably should have started out with a much bigger selection brush. So we got her selection here, the quick selection, but now look at this. You can go into where it says select and refine. Select, refine edge. You have this in earlier versions, and I'm going to go over the top of where her little frillies are. See that? I'm going to go out there. I'm just going to do this quickly. You get the idea. And it's going to get a much better selection than what 2020 did, okay? So now I take that move tool. Oh, I click on OK. And I take the move tool. I think it's getting mad at me right now. And take it over, and let's just compare the two. Okay. All right, so here the top, wait a minute, let me see here. This one here, let me put this to the top so you can see the difference here. Okay, let's zoom in. See how good of a selection we got with that refine edge tool? See those little hairs right there? And then when I push it over, this is the one that was the auto select. Okay. So there you go. So that's something to think about. The next new addition, I'm going to do one more subject one, two more subject ones, just so you can see. So here it is. Go to select, subject, and I don't know how it knows. I mean, it just knows what subject it wants to select. This one has only one subject, so it's really easy. But see here, when you go zoom in, it's really not the greatest selection. Okay, you can still, yeah, you can still refine the edge, but you know, I don't know. It just, to me, why, you know, if you're only upgrading because of this selection tool, I would say no. But so if I would go Control Z, let's just Control Z out of that. Control Z. If I wanted to, I could just take my quick selection tool, make my brush size a little bit bigger this time. This is not 2020, and then select this. Okay, see I'm still selecting, zoom back out a little bit, and then I can come in here, make my brush size a little bit smaller, add to that selection, and make a pretty good selection, better than what it did before. Yeah, it still is available in the guided edits. Sure is. So that you can do in both versions. Not a big deal to me, I don't think. I'm just going to go up and open up one more just so you can see. Now here's the kicker. Adobe will use, I don't know if this drives you guys crazy too, but it drives me bonkers. When someone is trying to sell you something, they always pick pictures that are going to be perfect, right? So when they're doing the demonstrations, you're going, oh my goodness, I need that. And then you buy it and then you try it at home and you're like, wait a minute, it's not working like it did on Adobe's site. Do any of you ever feel that way? Like, wait a minute. So I'm just showing you a couple different photos just so you know that when you see it like through Adobe and you go, oh, I definitely need that upgrade. Sometimes it's not always what it appears. I've done that so many times where I go to a, yeah, oh yeah, says Corky. I'll go to a sales convention or something, and then you just look at, oh my goodness, that I have to have that, and you pay, you know, $200 for it, and you get it home, and it's like, it worked when I was watching the demo. So let's just try this again. Select, subject, and see, it tries to pick out the subject, which it finds my son, but it does pick this. So we would have to go in there and hold down the Alt key to get the negative, to deselect the mound, because we really don't want the mound, we just want him. So yeah, you can, it's a good starter, but just know that you can start it also with the quick selection tool, okay? Yeah, if you have more than one subject, let's try it. I don't know. I don't know if this would be a good, well, that would be a bad one. Well, let's just try it with my mom and dad. But if they were like not together, then it might be interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that at the very end. So yeah, it did pick my mom and dad. That's pretty cool. But they were together. You know what I mean? And these guys are together. I'll maybe try and remind me at the very end of class to pick 2 people that are not together and see what happens. All right. What else were we going to do? Okay, that's good. So now we're done with all of the expert mode additions. So there was 3 of them, right? There was the order prints, which I don't think you guys are going to use because I think you'll use Costco or Persnickety prints. I think Fujifilm is a little expensive. There was the colorized photo, which is pretty good on some photos. The smooth skin, I like. And then the select subject, I'm not so sure. So let's just keep thinking about that. Now, we have the guided feature, which features the object removal. This is pretty cool. But then again, you can do this in earlier versions. So let me just take this and duplicate it, just because. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to take out some of these little guys. I want to call them swans, but I don't think that they're swans. I think are they egrets? I don't know. Any of you who are bird people, let me know. Pelicans. I'm so far off, aren't I? They're pelicans. Oh my gosh, I should have known that. All right, so let's go ahead and take this little guy and tell him to go away. So we're going to go into the guided section, and it's under basics and object removal. Okay, so basics, the very first one, and object removal on the bottom left-hand corner. And this is pretty cool, but it also can be done in earlier versions. So I'm going to take my brush tool on the right-hand side. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's take this pelican out, and I'm just going to highlight over the top of it. I think you can do more than one at a time, so let's just try this other pelican right here. Just highlighting over what I want to get rid of. And then over here, it says add, subtract. We're going to just go ahead and remove and cross our fingers, and they're gone. Pretty cool, right? So did you guys all catch that? Let me do that again. Let me go backwards. So what I did was you can take any of these. So if I take the quick selection, I can take the quick selection and select around the pelican number 1. I like the brush best because it's a little bit more controlling. And then I'm going to hold down I don't think I even have to hold down my shift key. I'm adding to it. Okay. And then I'm going to go to remove object. And bam, they're gone. So if you have an earlier version, don't worry because you can still do the same thing. So let's go in. I'm going to go into the expert mode. And we're going to do the same thing, only in the earlier version. So you can use what's called, we can use a bunch of different things. I myself just go ahead and try the spot healing brush. So I get my spot healing brush. I make the brush size pretty big, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over the top of pelican number 1, and goodbye. Pelican number 2, goodbye. You might have to go in there and fiddle-faddle with it a little bit, but if you zoom out, you don't really see much of a difference. Now, you can do a couple other things too. You could use what is it called? Let me just go back. Control Z a few times and bring them back. You could possibly use this thing, what's called content aware move. And I know I went through this before, but we don't use it a whole lot. So if I go in here and I say, okay, I want to get rid of this pelican, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna move it over the top of the pelican. You might have to do it a couple times. Okay, you see what I just did there? So let me do that again. I take the content aware move tool. I'm going to take a little bit of this over here, and then I move it over the top of it. And click on OK. Now you might have to go back in and use that spot healing brush just to kind of clean it up a little bit, because I know that some of you say, oh, but I can tell that you did something there. But yeah, you can do that too, Melanie. Now let's use another photo here real quick. File and open. Oh, I know, this one here. So let's go back in to this guided section and go into the object removal. And then I'm going to get my brush tool over here to the right hand side. I like the brush tool. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to get rid of these people in the background. So I'm going over the top of all of them just really quickly. Click on remove object. And now they're gone. Thank you, Devon. This is up at Maroon Bells. We got married up at the Maroon Bells in September, the perfect time. So that's fairly easy, but let's just say we want to do this. Let me go Control Z. We want to do this in an earlier version. So we're going to go to the expert mode. We're going to go get our spot healing brush. I'm going to come in here, make my brush size a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to go over the top of these people. And really, it's pretty darn similar to what we just did. So don't let that function sway you into getting it. You can still do it in the earlier versions. Let me just do one more thing that a lot of people ask me about. They say, Michelle, can we delete someone from a picture? You know what I'm talking about? Somebody that might have got divorced, or they just don't like that person anymore. They want them out of the picture. Well, that's a little bit tough. You can't just really delete someone from a picture. So let me just kind of show you how, or show you why. So I'm going to come in here and let's just say we do not want Kaylin in this picture anymore. Kaylin's back here. And of course, you wouldn't be able to eliminate like my mother or people in the front. The only way this would ever even possibly work is if somebody's in the back. So let's just see if what we can come up with. I've already tried this, so you're not gonna get a good result. So I'm gonna take Kaylin and say, we don't want you in this picture anymore, and select her. And I'm not gonna do a great job because I know it's not gonna work out very good. So let's just go in there and say remove object. Okay, not so good, not so good at all. Let's just say we wanted to eliminate my son over here. Take him, click around him. It's just pretty impossible. I know a lot of people think, oh, you can do it, Michelle, you're so good at Photoshop Elements. There's some things you just don't want to tackle. There was a few times when people, for Christmas cards, can you take my ex-husband out of this card or out of this picture? And I'd be like, okay, I'll try. And then I spend hours and it looks terrible. So don't ever agree to do that for anyone, please. So let's just see what happens. Just not very good. See what it does is it takes pixels, replaces them over here, and it just gets messy. All right. Okay, so next, how's everybody doing so far? Are you okay with me showing how to do it in earlier versions? Because some of you may be like teeter-totter, you know, like, well, if I still have 19, I can still do a lot of this stuff. So, okay, all right, good, good, good. The next one is, let me pull up this one here. What is it? Let me think here. Oh, it's the fun edits. So it's under guided and fun edits. So I'm going to pull up a photo of my niece's little cutie girl here. She's actually a lot older now. and we're going to go into Fun Edits, and it's called Pattern Brush. Second row here in the fourth column or something. So what it's going to do is it's going to sort of select this little cutie. And I mean, it will or it won't. You know, over here to the right hand side, you're going to see all these different patterns. So let's just go ahead and with this one here, it's called the, I don't even know if they have names for these patterns. It's the little hearts. Right here it says protect the subject, so it's basically not going to go on the top of this little girl. It's going to look like it's going to go behind this girl. I'm going to paint it. I'm not going to fill it. I don't know what size I'm going to make it yet. Maybe a little bit bigger. So let's go with 190, or wait, what was that? 200. Let's go right around 200. And let's just click and drag. Okay, so if I don't like that, I can always Control Z to undo it, or I can just go and I'm going to do the size a little bit smaller. I'm going to scatter it a little bit more. I'm going to take the opacity down, and let's just see what happens there. I'm just clicking and dragging all around. I can keep layering it if I want to. I can choose a different pattern altogether. These are like little, I'm going to make them a little bit bigger so you can see them. Little sparkles, I guess. So I don't know. Would any of you think you would use this? I'm not so sure I would. I don't know. Let's just try some more things. Yeah, you can also, I'll show you how to use it in the earlier versions. That's kind of cool. And you can change it with each layer. Here's one that's fall leaves, kind of cool. So yeah, you could do it on a card. That would probably be, what's this blur thing? Oh, okay. I see. I didn't use that earlier. So you can blur the background if you want to. So taking that, and then you can refine the blur as well. Yeah, you could use it on a scrapbook page. I guess it would be kind of cool. Let me close out of that and do it in the earlier versions. So go to File and Open. Same one. Now this we're going to have to select her because we don't, if we use a brush, it's going to go on top of her there. And I'm going to do it on another layer just because I like to put the brushes on another layer, or yeah, the things on another layer. And then I'm going to go ahead and select her. So I'm going to use the, let's see here. I'm going to use the selection called the Quick Selection tool. So I'm going to select her. Oh, I have to go to the right layer. Hold on. Sorry. Go to the background layer, select her. Oh, come on now. Let's go. There we go. So I'm on the background layer. I'm selecting her. And then I'm going to do a inverse, right? So I'm going to hold my Alt key down. Right there. It's kind of hard because she's got brown on and then she's got the background is brown. So cute. Look at this little girl. So I'm going to go to select and inverse. And then I'm going to go to that top layer again. I think this will work. I'm going to go over to my brushes. Brushes down here. You do have some brushes that are pre-made inside of there, but like Vicky and Karen from Snickerdoodle Designs by Karen. Vicky sells brushes at O Scraps. Wendy, I think, has brushes at O Scraps. And then Karen has some brushes at her shop on Snickerdoodle Designs by Karen. So there's a bunch of brushes that you can purchase, but let's just go with the default assorted brushes here. And let's see if we can't find something fun. Well, let's just use this snowflake. Why not? And I'm gonna go with a white snow, off-white, little off-white. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. The one thing about these brushes though, they're not high res, so you never know. Here's your brush settings. You can play around with the brush settings just like you did at in the other location. So I'm clicking and dragging those brushes, and yes, this is not the highest quality snowflake. Okay, so yes, you can kind of do it in here, but this would be a one where, yeah, if you think you're going to use that a lot, maybe the upgrade would work. It is totally quicker in 2020, I must say, for sure. But for those who don't have the budget, maybe if you wanted to do this once or twice, it might be worth it just to go ahead and do it in here. Here's another thing too. It's not perfect as far as the selection. So if I open up, let's just say this one, and I go into that guided feature, and I go back into the fun edits, and then pattern brush where we were before, and it's not going to really find me and my husband on this one. So it's not always perfect. So let's go over here. Let's go with maybe, I don't know which one we want to do. Let's go with these little baby feet. I don't know. That would not be what I would choose for this picture, but let's just try it. And then I'm going to click and drag my baby feet, and see how it didn't really find me. It went over my head. And I don't think it will, let me just see, I'm just curious. Yeah, you can't really refine that, so let's just go to the expert mode and see if we can change it in expert mode. Oh, we can. I believe we can. So, I'm not sure, positive, let's just go back to black and white here. Nope, that's not going to be the case there. Do I click on that? There we go. Okay, so you can, did you guys all catch that? If for some reason it does not do what it's supposed to do, you can always go in expert mode and then mask it out. I'm hoping that made sense. Because with the little baby, it found the baby and it did not go over the top of the baby. But with me and my husband, it didn't find us. Okay. All right. Let me see. I think there's one more. Oh, this is my favorite. This is actually kind of my favorite. Now, this is for mainly people who do a lot of portraits. If you are a photographer, I don't think that us as digital scrapbookers really alter our photos very often. So this is why I didn't know if this was really going to be something that digital scrapbookers would want. But those of you who are photographers might do a little bit of smoothing of the skin. So let me show you another area that is kind of new. It's called Special Edits Perfect Portrait. So if you go into the guided section, and it's under Special Edits, and then it's under Perfect Portrait right here. Again, this will go ahead and find the face. I'm going to zoom in. I'm also going to go step by step over here to the right hand side. I'm going to click on Smooth Skin and wait a few seconds. Applying Smooth Skin. It looks like it's kind of stuck, but we shall sit here and wait. And it's funny because my system is really kind of loud whenever I do this. Carol says that she lost audio and visual, still on baby photo. Oh no. Carol, can you see it now? Maybe it was stuck for just hopefully a couple seconds. Can you all see you too? Oh no, Pamela's too. Can anybody see my niece? It's good for you. I still, okay. No problems here. Well, hopefully it'll catch up for you. There's two people that are having problems that's stuck on the baby. Not good. Okay, so I'll keep going. Now, this is the strength. I'm not going to do the strength so much. I think I'm going to bring it down because I do want to see some of her freckles. You can increase the contrast, which I never do. You can remove blemishes with the spot healing brush if you want to. I'm just going to go in there and just do a couple little ones just so you can see. I probably wouldn't. And then right there, there, good to go. Her teeth are not showing, so we don't have to whiten the teeth. Brighten the eyes just a little bit. Sometimes that does do some cool things to lighten them up a little bit so they kind of pop a little. So I'm just lightening them up a little bit. Darken the eyebrows. I think her eyebrows are dark enough, but if you wanted to, you could do that. I'm just going to go ahead and do it just so you can see. I'm just going to kind of lightly go over the top. A little bit like so. That's pretty dark, I know. The glow I didn't like. So, I mean, I'll try it, but I didn't like it. Let's see, are you going to add the glow or no? Oh, I see. Okay, it takes you into another area. And I don't really know if I see diffuse glow. Don't know if I really saw. I don't like it. Let's cancel out of the glow. And slim down, I'm not going to do that. And then click on next, and we can go into the expert mode if we want to. Okay, so here, let me just show you the before and after. It's just a slight change. Go up in here. Here's the before, and here's the after. Before and after. Now let's do it to my mom and dad again so we can see the difference. Pull this up. This one we can do the whitening of the teeth as well. I'm going to go into the guided section. And perfect photo, portrait, sorry. Okay, smooth skin. We're going to do it to my mom first. It's very similar to the one we did at the beginning, but it has a little bit more features. And it seems to take a little bit of time there. That was way too much, so let's just bring it down a little bit. And then we'll go with, wonder if we should do, let's go to this. I don't wonder if it'll go back and forth. I don't know if we're going to do the whitening of the teeth first. Let's just do that, smooth skin. I guess we can go back and forth. We shall see. And it's a little bit much, so let's bring it down a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead with maybe teeth whiten just a little bit, just for the heck of it. It's kind of stuck a little bit. Let's go in here and over. I think it just did the teeth whitening already. We'll be able to tell. There we go. And then brighten the eyes. It's going to brighten just a little bit. They're pretty bright. Okay. And darken the eyebrows. I know they don't need it, but I'm just going to do it anyway. My mom has blonde hair, so she doesn't have any eyebrows. That looks kind of funny. Sorry, Mom. Okay, let's go with, I don't know what the slim down is. I don't know what it's going to do. Let's just do it a couple times just so we can see, and then click on next, and then let's look at it in expert mode just so we can see the before and after. All right. Oh, I do see a difference. Okay, let's check this out. Watch the teeth. See the teeth? I do see a difference. Now, what I can do, let me turn this off. So there's the before, and then here's the after. So yeah, I think it's kind of a nice addition. It just kind of depends on what you think. And that's pretty much it. And it's 7:27. So what do you all think? Now here's my question. Here, I'm going to pull this up again, the poll. I know you probably don't have the answer now, but some of you might say, oh yeah, for sure I'm upgrading, or some of you are saying, not yet, not sure. So go in, is the poll coming up? I'm wondering if it's even coming up. Sharing poll results. Hide, ooh, hide. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see where it says, oh, I guess just results. Darn it. Darn, I can't do the poll, I guess. It's closed. I closed it up. Okay. Well, I guess you can go inside the questions box and say, yes, I'm going to upgrade. No, I'm not going to upgrade. I will upgrade, says Sally. Yes, I want it. Yes, I want it. Not sure yet, says Alice. Will upgrade. Maybe, maybe. No, not sure. Yes, probably. Okay, so it looks almost like, you know, 50-50. And then some of you are saying not sure yet. So I think, here's my thought. If you're on a strict, tight budget and you have version 19, probably you definitely probably don't need to upgrade. But I would suggest you go back and watch version, what's new to 19, what's new to 18, especially if you have version 15. If you have version 15, there's a lot of new things in there, Carol. So think about it. I don't know if now sometimes it goes on sale for what is that called? Friday the, oh my gosh, it's not Friday the 13th. It is the day after Thanksgiving. What is that called? Yes, thank you, Black Friday. Oh my gosh, brain freeze. Sometimes it will go on sale on Black Friday, but I don't know. I can't promise anybody anything because it's always different. So, if you want to check and wait and see if it goes down to $59, but I do think that if you upgrade from version 15 to 2020, I do think it's $79. So it would be an upgrade price, which I think would be still good price. Yeah, so Kathy says she just upgraded from 15 to 19. So I don't think you really, Kathy, do you think you're gonna want to upgrade to 20? I don't think you really need to, but it's totally up to you. No, okay, I agree. I have not found the upgrade option. Where do you see that? Okay, Lillian, this was tricky. This was really tricky, and be careful because don't do what I did. And I went in there and I bought Premiere instead of Elements. Oh my gosh. Knock on my head here. So after I went in there, I purchased Premiere. And then when I got my serial number, I'm like, why does it say Premiere on it? And I purchased the wrong thing. So anyway, they're going to give me my money back, but let's just go in to see where this is. Adobe.com. There should be a place where it says upgrade. And it's really kind of tricky, so you just be very careful, Lillian, when you do that. And I don't know why it shoots me here because I'm just going to do this. I'm going to Google. I think since I bought it, it won't let me get back to that page again. They're so tricky, Adobe's tricky. Adobe Elements, oops, 2019. Let me just see if I can't. Oh, and if you're a student or a teacher, sometimes you can get a better deal, but then Cynthia was saying no. Okay. Yeah, so here, let me try to, I'm trying to do that, Cynthia. I cannot get there. Yeah, so yeah, you do get a better deal. So if you have your teacher, what is it? You need your valid school ID, or you just need a receipt from the school email. And you get $79 for Premiere and Photoshop. But if you don't need Premiere, then I guess it's really not, it depends on if you want both or not. So how can I let me just try to bypass. It won't let me bypass that on Amazon, but there should be a place where it says upgrade, $79. And I don't want to just get in here. Support. Yeah, it's not letting me get to So I already bought it, so I don't have to upgrade now. I don't want to do any of that because they're going to try to sell you the cloud. So Cynthia says it should have the regular price and the upgrade price. So I can't get to that page for, so here, hold on, let me see. I went to the very bottom of that page. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So right here it says for $99 buy now. Do not press that buy now. Go right below it, and that is a link. They're sneaky because they put the link the same color, and then they kind of make you buy. I don't like that kind of marketing tactic, and I know they're doing it on purpose. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid, but right underneath there it says upgrade for $79.99. If purchasing 2020, what is it called? It's called Photoshop Elements 2020. Is that what you're asking, Cindy? Yeah, Photoshop Elements 2020, not Premiere Elements. You are welcome, Kathy. Bye for now. Student teacher on the right choice. Here we go. Student and teacher edition for only $79.99. That's for both. Right here. Premiere. Okay, so Premiere is the video editing software. So if you're into video editing, I used to teach Premiere, gosh, 15, 16 years ago. And I use Camtasia now. But Premiere is a video editing software. So if you think you're going to use that, you can get the bundle. If you need to learn Premiere and have a class, I'm working on a wedding video. Yeah, I honestly don't think we're going to have a class in that. I don't think there's enough interest, but you never know. Good night, Corky. Bye, Shelly. I'm in Michelle with one L. What do you use for videos? I use Camtasia, and I've been using that for a long time, so that's why I just stuck with it. That's what I use to make all my videos for these classes too. Like when I'm doing, when I am doing the intro, intermediate, and advanced classes, I use Camtasia. Oh, so Michelle with 2 L's and 2 E's says, when I open 2018, it gives me the option to upgrade in the welcome menu. Yes, you're going to start seeing that now. I never got that far because I bought it quickly, but yeah, you're probably going to start seeing that, and then you can upgrade from there. Perfect. Good night, Susan. All right, everybody. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the class. Hopefully it makes sense on what you want to do. But if you have any questions outside of this, go inside that private Facebook group. People are so helpful in there. I love that. And also, you can email me too, but sometimes you get the answers quicker in the private Facebook group. All right, I think I just saw a question go by and now I cannot find it. Oh, Carla, can you spell the software you use for video? C-A-M-T-A-S-I-A, Camtasia. It's made by TechSmith, I think. So TechSmith and Camtasia. Where was the handout online? Well, it's not online just yet. You'll be able to see it tomorrow morning, but you, Lillian, it's inside of this classroom. If you can find where it says handouts, it should say what's new notes PDF. And if you can't find it in this classroom area, don't worry about it. It will be inside of the membership area as soon as I get it uploaded as far as the video goes. Okay. All right. Any other questions that I might have missed, go ahead and put them in there and I will answer for you. But I think I got them all. But I don't want to close out of this yet in case Lillian found the handout section. Did you find the handout section, Lillian, in here? If I close out, no. So sometimes people, I don't know what it is, but there are a few people that don't see the handout section. So you might have to open up your control panel within this classroom. Bye for now, Cynthia. Otherwise, Lillian, it will be inside. Bye, Linda. Inside of this area, like I will show you here, NAO. So tomorrow morning when you log in, Lillian, yeah, so there is like a little red arrow on the right-hand side. You can open and close the control panels, and I think you just have to view handouts, possibly. So when I go into the classroom, let's just pretend that we're going into 2019 members only classes, and questions and answers, that it'll be above that, but you'll be able to see the handout, the download right on the right hand side of this class for tomorrow. Okay, you were going to show us how to select 2 different people. Okay, I'll check that out. I'll do that. Oh, the Cardinals and the Nationals are playing tonight. Bye, Carla. Who are you rooting for? Sorry, I can't remember. I can't remember who you're. Yes, Nationals. Okay. Oh, just got a link to your What's New PDF. Okay. Yeah, it should be downloadable. Can you? Yeah, it should be downloadable. Okay, let's go back in and see about that one question. What was the which one were we working on, Mary Jo? Do you remember? Oh, selecting. Okay, good. It is downloadable. Perfect. The PDF. So let's go in and see if we can't find a picture that has 2 people that are not together. And no, we don't want to save that. Let's go File, Open. Oh, now it's going to be hard for me to find a picture, I'm sure. Oh, I know. Let's do these guys. Let's see what it does when it's trying to select this. Select subject. Let's see. There's a lot of different. Well, it does do it. Do you see that, Mary Jo? Why did it not? Oh, so it's a little wonky. Okay, so Linda says, tell her that the word handouts is right above the questions box. So yeah, it does select, but it's not the greatest. You are welcome. Let me see if I can't find 2 people. This is going to be tricky though. Let me go into my photos. Most people are right together, it seems like. Maybe there's something in the field day. I'm just curious. I'm just going to pull this up. Let's see what it does with that. Select subject. Yeah, it does select all the people. So not too bad. All right, so Lillian, you did find it? You found it? Okay. You are welcome, Mary Jo. Linda says there's a white arrow next to the word handouts. She needs to click on the white arrow and then the link for the handouts is shown. Tell her the word handouts is right above the questions box. Cool. Okay, everybody. Thank you she says she can't find the class. Well, I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. So the classroom should have like a little red I wish I could do a screenshot of it, darn it. It's like a control panel and it closes and hides the panels. So if you have like possibly a little blue, I think it looks more like a flower, you can open and close the GoToWebinar class. Now it might be behind stuff, Lillian, it might be like hidden, but what I see is I have like a little blue flower that I click on and it brings up my control panels for that class. And then that's whenever you go through the white arrow next to the word handouts, she needs to click on the white arrow and then the link for the handouts is shown. So it opens up those particular little panels. Okay, so everybody else says it's a blue flower for them too. So that's about all I know to tell you how to find it. I'm sorry, Lillian. Yes, pour me one, Denise. No, I'm actually being good for the last 90 days of the year. I'm trying to stay away from sweets, so I wouldn't be able to have a glass of wine. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and close out, and this class will be inside the membership area tomorrow, as long, and also the handout will be there too, so you can download that. Thanks for everything, and I will catch you on Wednesday. Bye for now.